Everything here, from now on, flows to Sweden.
Right now, I am in Sweden, and Frank is lagging behind in Norway.
I like Norway a lot.
I like Sweden.
So let's go.
We just had a bit of a safety meeting about what happens in the rapids, how to run them signals and stuff like that. So, yeah, we're gonna see how far down we can paddle.
They can paddle for only a few kilometers before it gets too rough. Much too rough. Thankfully, this portage is short.
Possible if we can make it all the way down to Akajari Lake, the first lake in the Lula system, that will have a first descent on our hands.
A first descent means that no one has ever taken a boat down this river to Lake Akajari before. Todd is enjoying the exhilarating ride, while Frank is anxious about the river's shrinking depth. Maybe they should have brought helmets.
Back up. Okay, go over there.
The water is too shallow for the boats to float. The cameraman, Kevin Shepard, strikes a rock and capsizes.
Initially, it's not a shock. It's the 10 minutes after, when you're standing in the Arctic in thin long johns, when the cold kind of sets in a bit.
A little bit of carnage is probably good for the heart.
So what did you lose?
I lost my yellow water clogs, but they glow in the dark, so someone's gonna find them. They'll be here for thousands of years.
We don't have any kind of EPIRB or emergency signaling system, so we're probably as far as we could be from help. Probably 20 kilometers on either side to get to anywhere.
It was dramatic and daring, but we rescued the water clogs.
When Todd says he wants to paddle through this deadly rapid, he's being sarcastic. At least we think he is.
This is fantastic. So we're gonna catch that eddy and just slip in under the crack and pound on through everything else. It's quite exciting.
It'll be 3 days before we get off this river. Just gonna be doing a little, probably about a 5-kilometer portage, maybe more now. Kind of a bushwhack too, I think, because we're way off the trail. Just following this river. Just looks like by the map now, starting with this section of canyon here, that just kind of gets more and more waterfall-y, but hopefully when we get past, we'll be able to get on and it'll be a lot mellower after about 5 or so kilometers. You ready? No problem, eh?
No, it's
nothing.
Because I'm stronger.
The guys get set to go. Fairly certain they know where they're headed. But quickly, the going gets rougher than they thought it would be.
Water saturated moss, little tiny birch trees that kind of whack at your shins and your knees. Bigger birch trees that kind of throw your canoe around everywhere. So definitely tough going, and then the perpetual cloud of mosquitoes always following you and just kind of like biting at will and sucking your blood, and so quite difficult indeed.
We have our 2 possible options highlighted, and we're going somewhere down the middle.
Even the best laid
preparation
plans eventually fall to waste.
Yes, misadventure.
Camping.
Boat repairs are a daily event. Every morning, the canoe is given a thorough inspection and patch job.
Probably yesterday went over right where the rib is hitting the outside of the hull, and looks like a bunch of holes punched in, so today he was basically just filling up with water going down the river, constantly pumping. And now we know why, so we're going to do a quick picture job so we can keep on heading down.
The lack of darkness is taking a strange toll. So is the lack of sunshine, and warmth, and water that's safe for paddling.
4 more kilometers.
This is no longer a vacation. It's a fight for survival.
Yes. Turned into more of an epic than I could ever have expected. All in all, it's quite a bit more adventurous than I had visually foreseen.
Frank had foreseen beautiful weather, calmer water, and wildlife. He envisioned Scandinavia as a beer commercial, but the Swedish bikini team is nowhere in sight. The first people to ever attempt canoeing across Scandinavia are having a hard time. Life has been reduced to a surreal combination of wind and water, water and wind.
What is happening? We're being blasted by wind. What does the water look like?
Very white cappy.
Very white cappy. This is the problem. Definitely the Mediterranean of the north.
Today we get a 40, 50k an hour headwind to paddle against, so it should be interesting. Right now it's kind of like 3-4 foot kind of rolling waves, building and getting stronger. So you're kind of like paddling on a treadmill.
Well, the boat automatically kind of wants to broach, right? It's not so nice to have it be sideways in the wave.
It blows like this for a few days. It might take a long time to get anywhere. And this is only the first lake.